Good day everyone, we are from Group 3 and we're here to present our project proposal entitled Ligtas-Bahay, helping Barangay Potrero prepare for floods and fire. But before we begin our presentation, let me introduce to you the members of our group. Our leader is Lucas Keith Ashley. Our assistant leader is Morato Asian May Nicole. And our members are Makatol Mark, Makatol Morvi, Ted Hokosomo, Narantoko, De La Cruz Nizaan, Pagalanan Aldrin, Chua Princess, Balaguer Princess, and Perillo Jacqueline. And now, let me give you a quick preview of our 1-month project calendar. So, this project is divided into 4 themed weeks, each with a specific goal to help Barangay Potrero become more prepared for floods and fires. So for our week 1, it is the project kickoff and planning. So in here we'll meet with the barangay officials, walk around to check risk areas, and assign roles to the student volunteers. For week 2, it is for education and training week. So we'll hold seminars on fire and flood safety, organize youth awareness activities, and assist in community emergency drills. For week 3, it is the action week, where we'll go house to house to share safety information, check the drainage system, and put up signs in key areas. Finally, for our week 4, it is wrap up and evaluation week. So we'll reflect on everything we've done, collect feedbacks from the residents, and end the project with a simple culminating event. So together, this step will help Barangay Potrero stand together and better prepared against future floods and fires.
Barangay Potrero is one of the largest and most urbanized barangays in Malabon City, located in Metro Manila, Philippines. It is a mixed residential and commercial area known for its accessibility to major roads like MacArthur Highway and proximity of Caloocan City. The barangay has various schools, health centers, and local businesses. Like many parts of Malabon, it is also prone to flooding during heavy rains but remain a bustling and active community.
Ligtas-Bahay, helping Barangay Potrero prepare for floods and fires, aims to enhance the community resilience and preparedness against common local hazards, particularly floods and fires. This initiative will focus on educating residents, improving early warning system, and supporting disaster risk reductions. Efforts through community-based training, infrastructure improvements, and emergency response planning. By empowering household and local leaders with the right knowledge and tools, the project seek to minimize risk, reduce damage, and protect lives and property in Barangay Potrero.
So for the background, Barangay Potrero, especially the East Riverside area, is frequently affected by severe flooding caused by heavy rains and high tides. These floods damage homes, displace families, and interrupt daily life. Compounding the situation are frequent fire incidents, often triggered by overcrowded conditions and houses made of light, flammable materials. These recurring disasters not only endanger lives, but also lead to loss of property, interrupted education, economic hardship, and long-term psychological stress for residents. On the other hand, for the rationale, the Ligtas-Bahay project is needed because families in East Riverside face constant threats from floods and fires, yet lack the resources and preparedness to respond effectively. These hazards repeatedly put lives, homes, and livelihoods at risk. By providing disaster education, preparedness drills, and essential tools, the project aims to build a safer, more resilient community that can better withstand and recover from such emergencies.
Now, let's move on to the objectives of our project. First, our goal is to enhance community awareness. We aim to increase disasters awareness and preparedness among residents through targeted seminars, educational campaigns, and community engagement. The more informed the community is, the better they can respond when disasters strike. Second, we aim to strengthen emergency response capabilities. This involves conducting regular drills and training sessions so that residents can gain hands-on experience and practical knowledge in responding to common disasters like floods and fires. Third, we plan to provide essential emergency resources. We'll distribute basic emergency kits, especially to vulnerable households in high-risk areas like East Riverside, to help ensure they are not just informed but also equipped during emergencies. Lastly, we want to foster community collaboration. Through the spirit of bayanihan, we'll form volunteer groups and build partnerships with local organizations. This shared approach helps make disaster response more coordinated and effective. Altogether, these objectives aim to build a safer and more resilient Barangay Potrero.
We know that Barangay Potrero is no stranger to flood and fires. These disasters affect many people, especially those living in high-risk areas. Today, let's talk about the direct and indirect beneficiaries of the Ligtas-Bahay project. First, let's talk about the local residents. By strengthening disaster preparedness, residents will experience greater safety and reduce risk to life and property. Through community drills, information drives, and home safety improvements, they become more equipped to respond to emergencies quickly and effectively. Second is the vulnerable groups, such as elderly, persons with disability, children, and low-income families. Tailored emergency plan, accessible evacuation center, and inclusive trainings ensure that no one is left behind. These help reduce their exposure to risk and increases their confidence in managing disasters. Third is the community leaders and organizations. With better training, tools, and community coordination, they can lead more effectively during the time of crisis. It also builds trust between the leaders and the residents, that making the whole community more resilient and united. Lastly, the emergency response team. Our preparedness effort will help them respond faster and more safely. With clear protocols, risk mapping, and community cooperation, their job becomes more efficient and less dangerous, especially in high-risk situations like flooding and fire. Beyond the immediate community, Ligtas-Bahay project also indirectly benefits the following. First, for our local businesses and workers, preparedness means protecting their livelihoods. By reducing damage from disaster, we help keep stores open, workers employed, and economic activity flowing even after a storm or a fire. Second, our nearby barangays and the broader community will also benefit. When Barangay Potrero is prepared, we prevent disaster from spreading, and it can provide a faster and more organized help to each other. A resilient barangay strengthens the entire area. Lastly, our local government authorities will gain too. With a prepared community, emergency response are faster, resources are used more efficiently, and public trust in local leadership grows. By investing in disaster preparedness, we're not just protecting lives, we're strengthening our economy, our community, and our future.
For week number 1, we have community engagement and education. So we have to educate local residents about evacuation procedures, since it's essential to reduce panic, save lives, and ensure a smooth response during disasters like fires or floods. We also need to educate them about emergency kits, since it's a key part of building disaster preparedness. And then we need to promote fire and flood safety awareness campaigns made by the LGU. And also we have to encourage community to have volunteers or representative in each area. We also encourage them to have their own evacuation plan. So for week number 2, we have environmental management. So we have to practice proper disposal of garbage and clean drainage systems. We also need to highlight the importance of making the public road free from obstruction, since it's critically important to ensure safe, fast, and effective emergency response during evacuation. For week number 3, we will discuss risk assessment. So we will conduct hazard and vulnerability assessments to identify high-risk zones in Barangay Potrero. And for climate projections, it's also essential for the community to be aware of the climate projections to help them recognize the disasters may become more intense and frequent. And for week number 4, we will discuss recovery or calamity assistance. So awareness about the location of the temporary emergency shelters in the area, provide awareness where they can seek some medical help. Receiving first aid or medical assistance is really crucial during a disaster because it can, of course, help us save lives. And we also need to provide a list of essential contact numbers during a disaster, since effective emergency response, coordination, and community safety are needed.
Our project will rely on teamwork to ensure effective planning, action, and oversight. Our goal is to help families feel safer and more prepared at home. First, this effort is led by our project manager, who oversees planning, budgeting, and ensures the project stays on track. Next is our community liaison officer, connects with the residents and listens to their needs and concerns. Next, the disaster risk reduction specialist, which provides expert advice on safety measures and leads trainings and drills. Next is our monitoring and evaluation officer. They check our programs and make sure we're making a real impact. Lastly, our volunteer coordinators. They organize and train community members to assist with safety education and emergency drills.
Good day, everyone. I am pleased to present to you the proposed budget for our one-month project dedicated to assisting Barangay Potrero. This budget is structured around the activities planned for each week. So for our first week, the activity is called Project Kickoff and Planning. This is an important week as it will serve as laying the groundwork or the basis for the entire project. And the first event in the agenda will be the Barangay meeting. Out of the whole budget for the first week, we will allocate an amount of 5,500 pesos to this barangay meeting, as this amount will cover the renting of the barangay hall along with some refreshments to encourage participation and the printing of some essential documents like our project agenda. And following this is the area risk walkthrough, which involves a physical assessment of the barangay to identify flood and fire risk. An allocation of 1,500 pesos will include some transportation allowance for our team and some barangay representatives, as well as some documentation supplies. And for week 2, education and training week, will focus on community empowerment through knowledge. And the community seminar on flood and fire safety, we have estimated about 8,000 pesos. And this budget will account for the venue, which is renting the barangay hall, and potential fees for knowledgeable speakers who can provide expert guidance, and the development and some printing of informative training materials for our attendees, and some refreshments to ensure a comfortable learning environment. And for our youth awareness activity, we have estimated about 6,000 pesos for the program. Aims to engage our younger residents in safety awareness through interactive methods. And with this budget, it will cover the activity supplies, also some small prizes, as well as some snacks. And lastly, supporting the emergency drill, we have estimated about 2,000 pesos for the budget. This will involve cost for basic communication tools if needed. Also simulated emergency supplies for a realistic drill and refreshments for participating volunteers. For week 3, our action week is about direct community impact. The house-to-house info drive, estimated for about 4,000 pesos, will disseminate crucial safety information directly to our residents. And with this budget, we'll cover the printing of flyers or brochures and transportation allowance or fuel allowance for our volunteers, our team, covering the different areas. Nextly, we have the cleanup and drainage check, estimated about 7,500 pesos. We aim to mitigate flood risk through community effort. And with this budget, addresses the cleaning supplies, some simple tools if needed, to support our team, the volunteers, and the barangay. And finally, the signage installation, we have estimated about 8,500 pesos to provide the visible safety guidance for the barangay. And this budget will cover the cost of the signage materials and their installation if we are to hire a professional. And our final week, called Wrap Up and Evaluation, focuses on reflection and future learning. And the project reflection allows our team and the community partners to review the project outcome. While we also will be doing some gathering resident feedback, which is crucial for understanding the project impact and informing future initiatives. We will also have the culminating program, which will be an opportunity to celebrate our collective efforts and to thank the community. And we have estimated about 11,500 pesos to cover the venue renting, refreshments or food, as well as some token of appreciation. For the Barangay Potrero is about 61,100 pesos, and these figures are our initial projections for this project. And we've also include a contingency fund of about 15% of the collective budget to address unforeseen or emergency needs. So this is the project requirements for the project, and thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, I'll be sharing the main issues affecting disaster preparedness in Barangay Potrero, especially in flood and fire-prone areas. First, limited community participation and awareness. Many residents don't join in disaster drills or know what to do during emergencies. A solution is to hold regular information campaigns and training. Second, insufficient funding and resource allocation. There is not enough budget for proper equipment or facilities. We can solve this by partnering with the local government and other support. Third, infrastructure and access limitation. Narrow roads and weak structures slow down rescue efforts. Improving roads and drainage system can help save lives. And lastly, resistance to structural improvements or relocation. Some families are hesitant to move or upgrade their homes. Providing clear relocation plans and educating them on the risk can encourage cooperation. So, addressing these issues is the key to success of the Ligtas-Bahay projects. With better support, awareness, and planning, we can build a safer Barangay Potrero.